This story is roughly 4,000 years old, and it is the rare fairy tale that grew bloodier every time the brothers Grimm cleaned it up. You remember the name-guessing game? You probably don't remember that everything happens because two men lie, and a king threatens murder. A miller, boasting to the king, invents a talent for his daughter: she can spin straw into gold. It is a lie told entirely for status. The king's response is to lock the girl in a room full of straw, with a spinning wheel and a deadline. The fairy tale files this under courtship. Strip the memory from the text, and the guessing game turns out to be the least of it. Every bargain in this story is struck at knife point. A little man appears in the locked room and spins, for a price, her necklace the first night, her ring the second. On the third night she has nothing left. His third price is deferred, her firstborn, payable later. She agrees, because, the text shrugs, who knows how things turn out. And morning is coming. At dawn the king finds his gold, and marries her for it. The Grimms never pretend otherwise, profitability is the entire courtship. A year later there is a child, and the door opens on the creditor. The queen offers him all the kingdom's riches. He prefers the agreed invoice. But then the little man grants a mercy no human in this story offers anyone: 3 days, unlimited guesses, 1 name. The monster renegotiates. Night 1 and 2 fail: Casper, Melchior, every crooked-legged name in the kingdom. Then a messenger, riding home, passes a small fire in the woods. Around the fire, a little man dances and sings his own name into the night air, the single worst operational security failure in folklore. Confronted with his name, the little man loses everything. How exactly he loses it depends on which edition of the Grimms you are holding. In the 1812 first edition, he simply runs off in a temper. By the final text of 1857, the Grimms had written him a far worse exit. 1 foot driven waist deep into the floor, then, both hands on the other leg, he tears himself in half. That is the version finalized for families. So here is this episode's myth to bury: the idea that the gore is ancient, sanded smooth by time. The paper trail runs the other way. It fits the pattern this series keeps finding, as the Grimms edited for respectability, sex went out, and punitive violence, edition by edition, went in. Now the age claim, because it is not folklore hand-waving. It comes from evolutionary biology's own toolkit, pointed at stories. In 2016, researchers D.A. Silva and Tehrani traced fairytale types along the branching family tree of Indo-European languages, the same mathematics biologists point at genes. Their result, this tale type, the name of the supernatural helper, tracks back roughly 4,000 years. Older than the alphabet that finally printed it. The honest footnote: those estimates carry wide ranges, and folklorists debated individual tales. Which is why we keep saying roughly, on purpose. The Grimms took their version from 4 separate tellers around Hesse, a story so widespread that every household seemed to have one installed. A French cousin, Richten, hit print in 1705, same bargain, same name guessing, powdered wig. The tale was already everywhere, wearing local clothes. Even the name is a job description: a Rumpelstilt was a post-rattling household spirit, the thing that bangs the furniture at night. Germans knew him by sound. And the guessing game is ancient technology, true name magic, know a being's real name, hold power over it, runs from Egyptian myth to exorcism rites. Run the ethics audit and it lands badly for the humans: the little man keeps every bargain to the letter. The liars all live happily ever after. Which may be why the tale survives: it is a contract law horror story. Debts, deadlines, fine print, and the one clause you should never sign. Audiences still feel it, oddly, online. this minor tale outperforms far more famous ones. Something in the bargain still itches, 4,000 years on. For millennia, one lesson, endlessly reprinted: power belongs to whoever holds the other party's true name, in fairy tales, and in ledgers. Next, Hansel and Gretel, where the first edition says mother, not stepmother, and the internet's favorite true story version is a proven hoax. Subscribe for the versions underneath.